Good afternoon. Let's see here. Make sure that we are up and running. Sunday, October 4th already, the first official weekend in October already, which seems insane that we're there. Let's see here. Sunday, October 4th. There we are. There's the audio. Okay, I'm seeing some people hopping on to join me here, which is great. I'm going to set this up so that I can see your comments. Just getting all prepared here. I'm coming to you guys live from Canada. Whoop, I can't put that there. I'll just put it down here. Coming to you guys live from Canada again, just like I was last week. Hi, people, friends. I see people hopping on here. Let me know where you're joining me from. You can see lots of people are hopping on. Hey, Donna, I see you've joined us. So good to have you. So I'm coming to you live from my mother's house in Ontario, Canada, and it is quite cool already. We've been experiencing some real fall weather. When Kobe and I arrived here 2 weeks ago today, we actually arrived. So we have just, hallelujah, completed our quarantine this weekend, so we are free. Up here in Canada, it's still, when this was recorded, is being recorded live, it's in October of 2020, and there is a quarantine mandate in effect in Canada. So we've just been spending the last 2 weeks at home here with my mom. When we arrived here, barely any of the leaves on the trees have changed. And now with this little cold snap that we've had, and I think we had a bit of frost over the last couple of weeks, the leaves are just changing and it's absolutely beautiful here. All right. Hi, Romana. Nice to see you as well. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I see a lot of people on here. Hi, Claudia. How are you doing? So good to see you. Warren is saying hello from Parksville, BC, Vancouver Island, Canada. Nancy's watching from Hamilton, Ontario. Ruby's watching from Mississauga. Daniel's watching from Geneva. I was just about to say there is a lot of people from Canada watching, but we got people from all over. Charlene is watching from Canyon Lake, California, in the house. So, I'm coming to you live from my mom's place. We are still here in Canada. We're going to be here for another week, approximately. We're planning to get back to Costa Rica next weekend. Amazing news has just been announced this week that the Costa Rican borders, we've only been open to select American states up until this point, but by some point in November, we're going to be opening the borders to all of the states. So that's super exciting for our American friends. Borders have been open to Canadians since August. I know it's a bit complicated because the quarantine that you'll have to do when you get home, hopefully that will be lifted soon. Romana's watching from Queens, New York. Warren is saying hello from South Africa. Samantha's watching in Massachusetts, right? That's what MA stands for. So great. So cool to see you guys. As I see new people are still hopping on, let me know where you're watching from. So I'm not coming to you live from a kitchen today, obviously. I'm coming to you live from one of the spare bedrooms here at my mother's place. I just wanted to touch base about some stuff because I have people, if you've been to Rythmia, and if this is your first time hopping on, Rythmia is a life advancement center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We are an all-inclusive resort that offers an abundance of wellness modalities to help people not only come back to their best health. Hey, Mark's watching from Tucson. So cool. But to come back to themselves and their truths. We offer a holistic experience that involves farm to table cuisine, curated and designed with a menu curated and designed by myself. I have an amazing team that works at the Roots restaurant at Rythmia that helps serve up the daily buffet. And the food that we serve is not only holistically just a well-rounded, highly plant-based diet, but we do serve some animal products. It is curated specifically to work alongside the herbal support therapies that we offer at Rythmia, aka ayahuasca. We are medically supervised. We have a medically supervised program around ayahuasca there at Rythmia. We also have spas, we have a gym, we have daily workshops and classes about reconnection to your soul and your truth and your essence. We have a ton of different teachers offering insight from the science and the psychology behind plant medicine to connecting to yourself using meditation and mantra and affirmations and just an amazing assortment of workshops. I teach a few of those, as well as the yoga program. I'm super involved in the yoga program. Ramon is watching from Pili. Aloha to you. So we just have the best, the world's greatest program for wellness and connecting back to yourself, because you can't be your healthiest version of yourself in this body on this planet if you are separated from your soul. So that is the big mandate when you come to Rythmia, is to merge back with your soul and reconnect to your heart, heal yourself so that you can live the remainder of your life in a really peaceful, unbotherable state. And I know we've had a long break from that as of now. We haven't been able to welcome people to Rythmia in a long time. We're hoping to do so very, very soon, and I can't wait to see some of you guys in person. I know a lot of people have been telling me that they've been booking their stay and had to keep pushing it out. Hopefully very soon we can get you guys in. I know that we've got a lineup out the door of people wanting to come down to see us, so as soon as we can make this happen in a much more sustainable way, we will be, and we're very, very excited about that. Make sure you're staying tuned into these Facebook Lives. Jerry's been live every Tuesday talking about, how things are progressing in the world right now, and also keeping you guys updated on all things Rythmia, including when we hope to open, and the amazing renovations that we have going on. So if you didn't know, we're renovating every single room. Hey, George Bell, thank you. We're renovating every single hotel room, and we're putting in a brand new pool. The place is going to be just spectacular when we do finally open the doors to welcome you guys. But I wanted to talk to you guys real briefly about, we always talk about connecting with ourselves and coming back to our truth. And the plant medicine is the most incredible way to do that. The medicine has a way of just knocking you back into a state of we often hear the term, once you know, and you can't forget. And the medicine does that. She brings you to a place of just absolute knowing at your core who you are, what you're meant to be in this world, and just the truth of your divinity. And it's a really spectacular experience when you go through our trifecta of intentions at Rythmia, which is show me who I've become. The medicine is a really great way to show us who we've become in this life, so that then we can be healed and be merged back with our soul, who we are. It's believed that we are separated from our soul at some point in our early years of our life. Something happens quite often. There's, it could be a small trauma or a big trauma that forces us to disassociate from ourselves. And we spend the remaining part of our life really just trying to survive, and we create these personas and these versions of ourselves that aren't our true essence, as a way of protection and a way of just, getting through life. And what the beautiful thing is we can come back to that original version of ourselves, that merged, whole, loving, completely abundant and perfect and enough version of ourselves through modalities like plant medicine. I've got lots more people hopping on here. Karen saying hello from Glasgow, Scotland. So good to see you guys all on here. Really, really great. I love being able to connect with you guys every week. I'm also wearing some new glasses that I got here in Canada, so I'm very excited about that, but I'm going to take them off for now because I just noticed they're making a bit of a glare. So, because we can't welcome you guys to Rythmia, I just wanted to remind you of so many other brilliant ways that you can stay and reconnect to yourselves and continue, practicing this deep knowing of who we are, in which is the truth of who we are. And I've come across a lot of really great books while I'm here at my mom's, and I just wanted to shout out a couple of things. So these are books that I read in my 20s when I was really just starting to transition out of my past life as a television director and addict to my bulimia, addict to alcohol, addict to drama. And these were books that I read early on in my journey. So this was a really great one. It's called Your Brain on Nature, which was a really, really great one. I also came across this book, Tuesdays with Maury, a very powerful book about ALS, which is what my father passed away from, and another great book, The Omnivores Dilemma, an oldie but a goodie. This was one of Michael Pollan's earliest books, which is interesting now because he's written a whole book on psychedelics. So it's just been really cool to dive back into some of these books, and I look forward to reading them all again, almost 15 years after reading these the first time. And seeing how my perspectives on things have changed. Because when I first read Omnivores Dilemma, I was 100% vegan. And now I am not. I'm 100% not. So it's going to be really, really interesting. But the book that I found the most inspiring that I found in my storage this was one of my, you can see how thick this is. It's a big, heavy book. This was a book that was it my very first yoga teacher training? It might have been my second yoga. No, it was my very first yoga teacher training. And it's just got so much great information. And I am a big part of the yoga team at Rythmia. I've helped design our training course to help get our new yoga teachers up to speed on the type of yoga we like to teach at Rythmia. And I just was flipping through this book. It's just a plethora of information on all different types of yoga, all different versions. It's just an amazing book. It's just an incredible source of information. And I titled this Facebook Live Satnam, and I chose that title weeks ago, and I just wanted to talk about, what Satnam really means. And if you're not familiar, you might hear that term thrown around in yoga classes, and especially if you've attended Kundalini yoga. And I wanted to just give you guys a bit of information about that, and we're going to talk a bit about breathing. So, Satnam is something that's really spoken a lot about in Kundalini yoga. And the idea is that it's a mantra. It's something that we say in yoga to help really bring us into a deep state of connection and meditation. So I made myself a couple of notes here that I'm going to just talk to you guys about. So Sat really translates directly to truth, and Nam translates to name. So that can be loosely translated as the truth is my name. There's many different ways that we translate it. We translate it into truth manifested. The truth is my name. Truth is our identity. Truth is our essence. I am truth. And I think that's the big lesson that plant medicine really brings us back to in meditation and yoga. It brings us back to the realization that we are God. We are one with God. We are spirit. We are of this from this unified field, that we are not existing separate from it, but that we are the same and that we come from that. And chanting this mantra is really, really powerful in Kundalini yoga. And you can use this mantra anytime to reconnect you to that truth. And when we say Satnam, it is actually, we break it down into 4 different syllables, or 5 actually, with Sa, which means totality, Ta, which means life, Na, which means death, and Ma, which means resurrection. So Satanama. So Satnam can, we pronounce it as Satanama. And, I have a lot of friends that teach Kundalini yoga. I've been studying it, for several years with my best friend who is a Kundalini yoga teacher. And I've actually been taking this time with quarantine to study my Kundalini for certification. And it's been a really, really enlightening time. And in Kundalini, we talk about Kundalini, which is the idea of this energy that lays dormant at the base of our spine. And as you're practicing this particular type of yoga that involves a lot of breath work and a lot of mantra chanting and repetitive motions, the idea is that you start to awaken this serpent, or this coil of energy that lies at the base of the spine. And it starts to weave up your spinal column to connect you to consciousness and root you down, connecting you to the earth. It's a really, really, really powerful energy, which can be, a lot of people have a lot of experience with plant medicine, having the same type of physical body energy, energy vibrational experience on the plant medicine, because they are very uniquely entwined. Mother ayahuasca, we see a lot, it is very much connected to snake energy, same idea as Kundalini, which is represented often as a snake at the base of the spine. So it's really, really cool stuff. So breathwork and mantra is very, very, very powerful, and we can use these anytime. We don't need to be in a ceremony space to do so. So I talked about Sata Nama, totality, life, death, and resurrection. And then there's a 5th sound that is Ah, which is the sound that is common in all of those sounds. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We call that the 5th sound. And it is kind of the sound of creation, which is really, really cool when you think about it. So typically in Kundalini, there is a Satanama meditation that you say, and you use your fingers to connect you to the energy of the sounds and the mantras and all of the corresponding energies of those fingers. So when you are it's a simple chant, and I'm going to go through a quick breathwork exercise, but you connect your thumb to your index finger when you say Sa, second finger Na, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. So you're going Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And it's a really powerful meditation. If you can look it up online, and there's various people that can guide you through that. And you say it, typically you would do that for 5 minutes out loud, and then you would say so Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, and then you would do it for 5 minutes going in a whisper, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And then you would do it for 5 or 10 minutes in your mind, not saying it out loud at all. And then after those 5 or 10 minutes of doing it silently, you go back to a whisper and then out loud. And it's a really, really powerful meditation. Obviously, if you don't have that much time, you could do it for much less time. You could do a minute out loud, a minute whisper, a minute silent, whatever works for you. And it's a really, really powerful way to connect to this truth and connect to the truth of who we are. Each of those fingers also representing some really cool stuff like intuition and patience and vitality and communication as you're moving through these fingers. So it's a really powerful meditation. But what I also want to talk to you guys about here today is breath work, because it's very much connected. It's all about vibration and energy. And at Rythmia, if you've been and if you have done much research, you know that we also offer 3 nights of breath work. So there's ayahuasca ceremonies 4 nights, and then 3 nights a week we do breath work, which is an incredible guided breathing meditation class. Our classes are about an hour and a half long, with about 40 minutes of that actually active breathing. And I know a lot of people laugh because we breathe automatically and we don't think about it. Obviously, what keeps us alive. We're doing it all day and all night. But with the breathwork class, you're really controlling the way, not controlling, you are consciously breathing in a way that helps get you out of your comfort zone, helps bring your vibration into resonance with, high vibration energy, and can really help release locked and trapped in emotions and pain and traumas, which is a really powerful thing. But you don't need a 90-minute breath class to be able to do that. I like to do something that is really, really simple. It's called the 1-minute breath. And breath work is just so powerful for bringing you into the present moment, which is something that I think we can all should be remembering to do more often. We get lost in our thoughts, we get lost in our to-do list, we get lost into everything that we experience in this human life, and we don't really notice the present moment because we're always thinking about the future or worrying about the past and all of that stuff. So having some sort of breath work practice that you can incorporate into your day is really, really powerful. And the one I'm going to show you and talk to you guys about here today is something you can do first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed. You can just do it lying in bed, or you can do it at night. I like to practice it on nights where I'm having trouble getting to sleep. If my brain is spinning, I'll rub a bit of lavender on my hands, breathe it in, and then do this breath work. And it's called the 1-minute breath, and it's really, really powerful. And you just think about your breath. Think about how the exchange of oxygen and the exchange of prana, which is what we call, in yogics, in science of yoga, we talk about the breath, pranayama. So we talk about there's countless ways to practice conscious breath when you're looking at the science of yoga. And it's very similar. The ideas around breath is in yoga science is very similar to the way we look at, the inhalation, exhalation, the bringing in and the release even in the environment. Think about trees, how they bring in oxygen, use it the way they need to, and let go of the carbon dioxide. It's super powerful, and it's all over in nature. So prana, which is in yoga science, we call it, is life force. So that is like what brings us life. And we know that that's what oxygen is, but it's also the energetic, bringing in the fresh. And then when we so that's the inhale, and when we exhale, it's called apana. So we're letting go apana, carbon dioxide, bad vibes, bleh, let it go. So this exists in us, and it exists in our ecosystem. Hey guys, so good to see you guys all here joining. So breath patterns are super, super powerful, and we get to choose if we want to harness that power by, tuning in and tapping into the way we're breathing. So the 1-minute breath, which I'm going to end this video with explaining to you guys today, is just a really, really, really easy breathing exercises, and it's really hard to forget because think 1 minute. We're going to break that 1 minute up into 3 parts, each part being 20 seconds. So the idea with a 1-minute breath is that you inhale for 20 seconds. You suspend the breath for 20 seconds. I'm not going to say hold the breath. I don't want you to be, suffering through that 20 seconds. It's just a suspension of breath. So you inhale and you gently hold onto that breath. And then you release the breath for 20 seconds. And that can sound like a lot. That's a lot. 20 seconds is a lot. So if you're not used to doing any sort of, if you're not climbing mountains or holding your breath underwater and don't have a lot of experience with controlling your breath in such a way, you can start with a smaller increment, 10 seconds. 11. I like to do 11 seconds. So 11 seconds inhale, 11 seconds hold, 11 seconds exhale. Do that, as many times as you can get through before you start to feel the effects. You can feel, it can help calm anxiety. Like I said, it's really great for helping you to sleep. It helps you just reconnect to the present moment so that all of the other things that you might be worried about or been thinking about can just melt away for that moment. You can reconnect and really feel how your body feels, you know, because a lot of us don't even realize when we might have a pain in the body, or we might be feeling nervous about something, or we might be, you know, feeling, you know, anxious. This breath helps you connect to those feelings and emotions so that you can, you know, start to think about where they're coming from and finding solutions. So it's a really powerful breath. So to easily, here's an example I'll show you. It's here, let's do an 11-second breath. So I'm going to inhale for 11 seconds. 1, 2, okay, I'm going to do it with my hands. Holding it. Releasing. Easy. And then you would continue on with that and work your way up. Maybe today you go 11, 11, 11, then maybe you go 12, 12, 12, and then maybe, you know, you start working up. So eventually you're doing 20 seconds inhale, 20 seconds hold, 20 seconds exhale. It's really a beautiful practice. And you can do it anywhere. You can do it on the subway. You can do it in your car if you're not driving. I would not suggest it if you're driving it. And no one needs to even know that you're doing it. My mom just hopped on. She's watching from the living room. So that's all I want to talk to you guys about today. I know that there are a million different modalities out there when it comes to breath work. And I just wanted to touch base with you guys and share the 1 minute breath, because I've been doing that a lot lately. It's been really, really helpful. Hey, Susan, she really likes my glasses. I'm going to put those back on here. Oh, I can hear my daughter out in the hallway. So I can read this better. Oh my gosh, I have to say, so I got these glasses just a few months back. Now that when I don't wear them, it's really, really difficult to read. Brian says, greetings from Broomfield, Colorado. So good to see you, Brian. Hey guys, so good to have you. Gary says, Gary from Laguna Beach, California. What's the name of the yoga book? So this, I'm not sure if you can buy it online. I can't remember where I got it. I got it when it was part of my yoga teacher training, but it's called The Yoga Tradition. It's History, Literature, Philosophy, and Practice by George Feuerstein, PhD. Incredible, incredible book. Like, just so much information. One of the many that I had to read during my yoga certification. Michael English is saying, Kundalini has been life-changing for me personally. Yeah, the Kundalini is incredible. Really, really, really powerful yoga. I know a few of our teachers, myself included, like to incorporate a little bit of Kundalini into our yoga classes at Rythmia. And I would like to be doing a bit more of that in the very future. Ramona says, did you write your own story down? Have I written my own story? I'm currently working on a book that I've been writing since 2012. It's my whole story from, you know, my life in this small town and my eating disorder and depression. I was on Prozac in my teens, to my life as a television director that just fueled my addicted lifestyle, to my move to Costa Rica in 2013, my battle with my alcohol and finally letting go of my bulimia, got married, got divorced, you know, was told I would never have kids, drank a lot of plant medicine, got sober, had a daughter at 39, and it's been an amazing, amazing journey, and I'm grateful for it all. Even though my father's illness was a big chapter of it, and I've been, you know, touching base with a lot of my feelings around that, being here at my mom's and just, you know, trying to battle my feelings of regret for not having spent more time with my father when he was sick. I was a horrible, horrible person at that time in my life and was afraid of him in his illness and chose a lot more a selfish way of living. But I have to just remember that that's in the past, and who I was then is very different from who I am now. But that is all happening and all going into a book that I've been trying to get done for this year by the end of 2020. We'll see if that happens. Hi, Ron. He's watching from Vancouver, Canada. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about today here, you guys. If you know of anyone that might benefit from this video or learning a bit more about Rythmia, please share. If you're not already following the Rythmia Facebook page, make sure you go there and make sure you're getting the notifications so you can see when we're going live. I'm just going to see, what am I doing next week? October 11th, gratitude. So I'm going to be either talking about gratitude or cooking up some food around that that whole theme. I'm not really sure. Next weekend will actually be the Canadian Thanksgiving long weekend, but I realize that we're not really, and most people aren't celebrating it, just based on what's going on in the world. My family and I here today are having a little tiny Thanksgiving, just me, my mother, my sister who's visiting, and my mother's boyfriend, and of course my daughter. So we have a chicken in the oven right now, Brussels sprouts, stuffing, rhubarb pie, all that good stuff. And I didn't have to cook any of it, so that's the best part. All right, my friends, have yourself a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, a lovely week ahead, first week of October. Start getting your Halloween costumes ready. At least just take pictures. I know we're not celebrating Halloween in a lot of areas, but that's just not going to stop us from Halloween costumes. I just bought my daughter a black pajama set that has glow-in-the-dark skeleton painted on it, and I'm definitely going to get some pictures of her with that. So stay tuned on social media for that. All right, guys, talk to you soon. I'll see you next week. Ciao.